Sorry. All right, guys, we are back with our second segment of the night. But before I start talking about Thursday's leaderboard, I would love to remind you guys, if you have any questions that you would love to see me read out live on air, use the tips and donations link at gsmcpodcast.net, as you see on the screen right now, for any questions, comments, or if you just want to support the guys here at GSMC Podcasting Network. But with that being said, we're going to get right into our second segment where we're talking about Thursday's leaderboard. And instead of talking about the top of the leaderboard as I normally would do, I'm going to start from kind of the middle here, where I'm talking about Scottie Scheffler. Of course, you got to talk about the world number one golfer. This is tied for his worst round of golf all year. A 72, a 2-over round. He doesn't have rounds over par. He's always in contention. So what went wrong here? This is kind of his home course, so it's really shocking to see him doing badly here. Maybe a little bit of what happened in Valhalla is still on his mind. Of course, we'll talk about that in the third segment, but I could imagine so. He started today on the front nine. As I said, it was a little bit easier for the guys that started on the back nine today, but when it came to the front nine, he got out to a 2-under start, birdied one, which is great. You're going to need a birdie one this week. It's kind of like 7 at Valhalla last week. Getting that birdie on the short par 5 is very important. He birdied 4, which is a par 3. That's the straightaway par 3. It's about 240 yards. It's actually a very hard hole. He went 240 right to the pin from 4 yards out, really. From 10 feet out when he got to the green, and then sank the putt. And then it kind of went all downhill from there. 7 is a par 4, plays about 470, very long par 4. His drive was 330 yards, went right to the left rough, which isn't a problem for Scottie Scheffler usually. He is the best player on tour playing out of the left rough. However, his wedge got just kind of stuck in the rough here. It was only a 125-yard second shot, and when it needs to really be about 130, 140 to get to that pin. And then he also, he ends up chipping it on for his third, and then 2-putting to end up with a bogey. So just a bad hole for him that we really don't see. When it got to the green, he got to within I would say 10 feet out, and then 2 putts that. So that you see a lot from Scottie Scheffler. That's his one area of the game that he has to improve on. But the approach shot going into the rough usually isn't a problem for him, and it was here. He had to he had to chip onto the green from off of it, which we don't really see from him too often. And then 9, that's another bogey. He finished the front 9 at par, which is not something we see a lot. This is how it happened here on 9, how he got a bogey. His tee shot was 287. He took a 3-wood off the tee here, which is a good idea. This is hole 9 is a dogleg right. You have a fairway bunker on the left that is 287. So he was really challenging that fairway bunker. His tee shot went left, went into the fairway bunker, and it's hard to play from there. From that point on the green, there's water right on the green, and then there's bunkers on the back of it. So if you miss the green, you're in trouble. He missed the green here, but that wasn't the trouble. He missed the green into the fairway and from the green. There's 5 yards of fairway that he hits. Everywhere else is a problem, and he hit the 5 yards of fairway, and then chips it within about 7 feet, and then 2 putts again. Those are really what haunted him today. Goes par on 10, 11, 12, and then 13 was a difficult one for him. 13 is the 160-yard par 3 that we were talking about. That is just tee box, lake, green, right? Well, he put it into the lake on his tee. That's not something we see from Scottie Scheffler a lot. He does not miss. One, he does not miss greens. 2, he does not miss greens on par 3s with his irons. That's not something we see a lot from this guy. So it was unfortunate for him. And then he has to take the hazard shot for 2, ends up in the bunker from that, and then chips onto the green, 2 putts for a triple bogey. This is only this. Sorry, what was the stat I just saw? It's been like 2 years since he had a triple or worse on the tour. He went like over 800 holes, or 800 holes. I think that's what it was. 800 holes straight without having a triple or worse, which is so impressive. So he ended up tripling 13, and then with a birdie on 17, that's how he finished his day. He finished his day 2 over for a 72 on the par 70 course. So that is very disappointing for Scottie Scheffler. He's not out of this. He's only 7 back of the lead. We've seen him close those gaps before. We could definitely see it again in this one. But yeah, I'd be shocked if he doesn't put his name in contention. But today was a very unlike Scottie day. Another name that I want to talk about, Collin Morikawa, finished 2 under. He was probably the second favorite going into this one. He just played a very solid round of golf, 3 birdies, 1 bogey. Played very, very well. He does par hole 1. A lot of these guys did not capitalize on the hole like they kind of needed to. Brian Harman, that is one of your not leaders, but one of the guys at the top of the leaderboard. He finished tied 2 at 4 under, shot a 66, played a very great round of golf. 4 birdies on the front 9 that he played, and then just goes par for the rest of the one. A bogey-free card is always something that these guys love to have, love to see. And then the last kind of notable guy that I want to talk about is Max Homa. 78 today. He shot 8 over. He's probably done. He's probably not making the cut here. What went wrong? Well, he didn't shoot he doesn't have a birdie on this card. He starts on the back 9, so goes bogey on 12, bogey on 16, bogey on 17, double on 3, bogey on 5, bogey on 7, bogey on 8. It's a very bad scorecard. He was not good around the greens at all. 12, he has 3 shots from around the green. 16 has 3 shots around the green. 17 has 3 shots around the green. 3 has 1, 2, 3. He has 5 shots around the green on 3. So that's really what did him in, is around the green was very bad. He was not good at scrambling today. So that's how he ends his round. But right now, our leaderboard stands at what we are looking at. Charlie Hoffman, 5 under, shot a 65, had a very great round of golf. 5 birdies, no bogeys on this card, played amazing. Does birdie 1 as well. That's kind of the one that I'm looking at on each of these cards to see how they kind of started today. And then Davis Riley, kind of coming out of nowhere. Haven't really seen his name this year at all. So him going 4 under. Could we see an underdog like that win this week? I feel like if there's a week, we're going to see it this one, because this leaderboard doesn't have a lot of big names in it. I believe the only ones are S.H. Kim at 4 under, Brian Harman at 4 under, Tony Finau, of course, has been very great on this golf course historically. I believe he has a 2nd place and a T4 on this course in the last few years, so he likes this one. He's proven to be one of the contenders in this weekend. Keegan Bradley played very well. JT Poston, Seb Straka, Collin Morikawa, these guys all ended up 2 under. And then the 1 under kind of guys that I'm looking at, Thomas Dietrich, Alejandro Tosti, or Totti, that's how you pronounce it, Alejandro Totti, finished 1 under. Doug Ginn finishes 1 under. Lucas Glover finishes 1 under. These guys have all played very well on this golf course in the past. And then Daniel Berger, who has been very great on this golf course in the past, also finished 1 under. Anybody really, I would say from Scottie Scheffler up at 2 over, can have or has an opportunity on this course. The cut line right now is probably going to be around 2 over, because these guys are going more and more into the green as this tournament progresses. So yeah, it was great play from the guys up top, but this course is proving to be very difficult, very different than what we saw at Valhalla today. The guys that really played well all finished around 4 under today, so it's consistent with how we've seen it play in the past. Last year it was 11 under that won it. The year before that, I believe, was 12 under that won it. And then, it's been consistently around that mark for the last few years. So very different than what we've seen in the past. It's great to see these guys play so well and get these kind of results, because how Valhalla played, it was Bryson DeChambeau after Valhalla, or after the PGA Championship, said he played like a B round of golf and got he was 20 under at a major. So people were shocked at how easy that course played. So to counter that outrage, I guess, from the fans from that major, we're making up for it at the Charles Schwab Challenge. So a lot of people should be happy with what we're seeing here. But with that being said, the Thursday leaderboard, once again, Charlie Hoffman is your day one leader, 18-hole leader. Notable names that follow behind: S.H. Kim, 4 under, Brian Harmon, 4 under, and Tony Finau are all at 4 under to make up the rest of the top 5 here. So with that being said, I'm going to take my second break of the night, and when I get back, we will be talking about Valhalla and should it host majors in the future.